In the early 1900s, you could only sue your employer if you had some type of injury, and there were what was known as common law defenses, saying that you assume the risk, you caused the accident, and what happened was there was a movement to make a no-fault system. You know, the workers are the backbone of this country, and there were people who wanted some protections for these workers. And this social legislation, workers' compensation, came about where the state basically said, look, Mr. Employer or Miss Employer, you will have to buy this insurance that will provide medical care and some type of weekly payment to an injured worker in a quick way to help get them back to work, hopefully. That's the basis of the whole system. And the great trade-off was, to the employer, the employee can no longer sue you. So it was a very big trade-off and a very important trade-off. You know, all these things about tort reform and workers' compensation reform, well, if you get rid of workers' comp, people are just going to step in and start suing you again, and even if they're not winning, there's a major cost to that. So the original idea was to help people get back to work, to assure the employers that they have a safe workplace and provide a safe workplace and know that they're not going to get sued. And it's very interesting, in New York specifically, in 1911 the statute was passed. I believe it was Thursday, March 25th, 1911, or the day before actually, the 24th, the New York Supreme Court, or actually the New York Court of Appeals, the highest court in New York, struck down the workers' comp law as unconstitutional. The next day, 149 mostly immigrant women were killed in the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire in New York, which was the event, the catalyst that caused dozens of workers' compensation statutes to be passed throughout the country. Not until 1914 was the New York Constitution amended and workers' comp became a law. And for those women or the families who actually sued from the Triangle fire, something like half a dozen, I'm not sure the exact number, recovered, and the recovery was minimal, maybe $1,000 or something like that. Even though it was a lot of money in 1912, it still was nothing compared to the benefit they could have gotten had workers' compensation been in place.